You're listening to The John and Heidi Show. Now, featuring the wit and wisdom of Dan Ferris.
Okay, dudes, let's walk this sucker.
On Sunny 93.3.
It's the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Dan Ferris. Good day to you, Mr. Ferris, on this Wednesday.
Hey, Smalls, how you doing, Heidi? Everything good?
Fantastic. How about yourself?
All right. Well, you know, it is Wednesday.
It's Wednesday.
Hit the old prize trough there and hand things out and change lives. It's what we do.
It is, and we love it.
We're amazing people. Happy National Visit Relatives Day.
Hey, we just got to visit relatives recently. That was nice.
Okay, if you had to visit a relative, if you could just pick one,
You know?
right? Pick one. Because you can say what you want. Everybody has favorite family members.
Oh,
Just
right.
like parents who have multiple children. Oh, don't lie to me. You've got a favorite kid.
I've got multiple
You
children,
do.
and I love them both.
Yeah.
But I do love one more.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking
See the
about.
look that Heidi just gave me?
Yeah.
Oh, I was just kidding, Heidi.
Yeah, I play my two against each other
Oh, yeah.
to see
do
who's
too.
going to be the fave. It's pretty funny.
This is what the good news is. We have one daughter and one son, so that's why I always say this is why you're my favorite daughter. This
Yep.
is why you're my favorite son.
too. So
We only have one of each.
National Visit Relatives Day.
Good day to do that.
Whatever that means. Let's see what the heck else is going on here. Who has birthdays? Tina Fey is 52.
Oh,
Why,
nice.
why did I think she's older than that?
Because she
I was-
acts older.
She seems older than
I
that.
thought she was
seems
younger than that.
crabby.
Did you
and
really?
Old.
I did.
Huh.
Yeah, I don't know why I thought she was a little young. I thought she was like closer to my age.
I'll be darned. Yeah, I thought she was at least pushing 60, but no. 52. Let's see. My very favorite Pope of all time, Pope John Paul II.
Yeah.
He's Polish, 50% of the Beatles.
Pope John Paul Ringo.
That's 102.
Nice.
Well, he's not, but he
would have been.
would have been.
Yeah.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Passed away in 05. And everybody's favorite wrestler out of the 80s, you knew him, you loved him, Jimmy Superfly Snuka. You know,
I don't know who that one is.
oh, sure you do.
I just like the way you said it, and then Heidi's face gave it away that she don't know nothing.
You know, with all that high-flying stuff, like off the top ropes.
Yeah,
yeah.
He's pretty much given all the credit for
Kind of creating that.
for developing that whole vibe.
That style of wrestling.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, he was originally out of Fiji, actually, and kind of a madman. In fact, he went into the WWF
Yeah, when it was that.
Hall of Fame and then quietly kind of taken out of it. See, his girlfriend mysteriously died back in 83. Oh. And in 2015, Jimmy Superfly Snuka went down for the murder.
Oh,
Yeah,
my.
so
a little bit of
yeah.
a scandal.
Yeah, and then he'd pass away in 2017 under the cloak of all kinds of, maybe not the best guy on the planet.
That's too bad.
There you go. Glad I could share all that. It was 10 years ago today, John and Heidi. 10 years ago today already. Decade ago. Facebook makes its trading debut. It's one of the most highly anticipated IPOs in Wall Street history.
Oh, yeah, I remember when that happened.
However, by day's end, Facebook stock closed up a mere meager 23 cents from its initial asking price of $38 a share.
Did you buy stock in Facebook, Dan?
No.
Me neither.
Maybe, I don't know. I don't invest my own money. I have some other
Yes,
stooge.
people.
You know, I don't
Some
invest.
stooge. It's a drive-through thing off Rice Street.
I don't invest my own money either, or anyone else's.
No. But again, while that was a huge disappointment a decade ago at $38 a share, it's now trading today roughly just north of $200 a pop.
That's not bad.
They're doing okay.
Yeah.
This day, 1980, Mount St. Helens erupts in Washington State,
I was there.
causing largest landslide in U.S. history, kills 57 people, and causes over $1 billion in damages.
I got some of the ash from that.
Yeah, ash from that thing pretty much covered a good part of the country. This thing went on for months and months.
We drove out there to see my grandmother, and we scooped up some ash and got a giant boulder that blew out of there. It's like made of volcanic ash, so it's very light, but it's like the size of a bowling ball. I was later told we're not supposed to do that, so.
I have no idea why
What
not.
I meant to say
Why
is some
can't
other
you?
family did that, and I don't know who they are.
I wonder what
Interesting.
the reason is you can't.
So where's this rock now?
I don't know. In witness protection, probably.
Okay.
I honestly don't know.
And this hits really close to home for me because this was actually the year I graduated high school. Little story here was this day, 1974, singer-songwriter Ray Stevens hits number 1 on the Billboard record charts with his wacky little novelty tune, The Streak.
Yeah.
So I get a phone call, and this was just a few months ago, from one of my best friends since high school, Kathy Rundle. She still lives in the cities. We graduated Armstrong High School together in 74. Anyway, this song, which was huge because it was a fad across the nation. People were just running around naked. Mm-hmm. They were running around streaking athletic events and everything else, and it was called streaking.
Yeah.
You were nude, and you were in public.
Yeah.
And the idea was to go
it's illegal.
From point A to point B, not get caught.
Right.
Okay. So we're in school one day, and it's now late spring. Things are warming up. And we had a school maybe 2,300 students all told. And we're down in the commissary. And there were a bunch of us. We were just breaking out a lunch hour. And here comes a young man chasing through the commissary with nothing on but a red ski mask. And this is what Kathy Rundle was calling me about. Remember that guy in the red ski mask? Oh, I know you remember because, well, we were talking about it. Well, his name was Greg Klein.
How did you know it was him?
Probably still is. Because he was also wearing his goofy glasses outside the ski mask, and he had a really funny voice. Out of my way, everybody! And the hall monitor lady stopped him, and he actually stopped and said, "Hey, so what's going on?" His voice, those glasses. Everyone knew it was Greg. There was no doubt about it. It was
Did he
so
get in trouble?
funny. So funny.
Bounced out of school?
I don't know. It was so ridiculous. I think they just cut him loose. But yeah, Kathy called me to go, remember that kid? What was his name? I said, oh, that's Greg Klein. Oh, yeah. I wonder whatever happened to him.
Legislator.
Yeah, he's probably in Congress. I have no idea. So yeah, this streak. Well, there you go. I know, you know, we all know. And we just move ahead here.
Gonna do that. It's the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Dan Ferris.
Are you looking for an energy drink that's natural, lasts longer, has no dyes, no artificial flavorings, and no sugar? Blitz Energy Drink is the answer. With only 10 calories per serving and 200 milligrams of caffeine, our formula will help increase your focus, endurance, mood, and energy levels. Order now at drinkblitzenergy.com. Use promo code RADIO20 to save 20% and get free shipping on any canister. drinkblitzenergy.com. Promo code RADIO20. That's drinkblitzenergy.com.
Time now for Back to the Basics in Healthcare with Balanced Life Chiropractic, and we have Dr. Harley joining us. How you doing, Dr. Harley?
Hey, good morning, John. I'm doing great. It's beautiful weather this week.
Yeah, it's nice now.
Nice to be outside.
Had that weird weather that blew through last week, and there was like power outages and trees down, and we're going to kind of talk about that because when you're having issues in your body, it's kind of the same type of thing, isn't it? Where there could be something cutting off the feeling to a foot or to a whatever. So let's talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, I get that question a lot. It's like, well, how does our body work? Or why is chiropractic important? Or how is it going to help? Well, your body is based on a bunch of electrical impulses, right? So your brain needs to communicate with your body, and your body needs to communicate that to your brain. But just like any sort of communication system, it can get broken up. Yeah. So we're talking about the storm last week. Well, how many of you are without power? Yeah. You know, I know a couple of people, they were without power for a couple of days. Oh, yeah. You know, they were up by Chester, Madison, that area that got hit really hard. Well, they could go to their power box and try to, flip the breakers, keep flipping switches, but until their power actually got restored to their house, their, stuff wasn't going to work. Mm-hmm. So if there was a tree down on a power line somewhere, well, until that tree gets moved and the power, line fixed, doesn't matter how long you wait, it's not just going to come back until something happens to correct that issue.
And you could come up with a short-term fix, like taking aspirin or something. That'd be like getting a generator. You're going to fix it short-term, but you still have the problem.
Or candles or flashlights.
Yeah, so until you remove that limb from the line and actually fix that, so it'd be the same thing. You come in and you fix that block, whatever's blocking the path. Same type of thing.
Exactly. Yeah. And in our body, what causes a lot of those problems is the segments in our spine, because they're so movable and mobile that they can shift out of alignment from different stressors like life, work, family, physical stressors, slips, falls, car accidents,
Cleaning up storm damage.
Yeah, all these different things that can cause those muscles to pull the bones out of alignment in our spine. Well, that's going to start putting pressure on those nerves, causing inflammation and irritation. That's going to slow down those messages that can lead to problems. And we don't always notice it right away because it's usually kind of small to start with, but it gets bigger and bigger and bigger over time. And then we start having issues. We're like, well, where did this come from? Well, it wasn't always something big. Sometimes it can be little things that just continue to get worse. It's kind of like a Jenga tower. You ever play Jenga?
Oh, yeah. I used to love playing Jenga.
But, you start pulling those blocks out, and you don't realize you're about to lose when you pull that last block out until the thing falls over. Yeah. Well, hindsight's 20/20. Be like, man, I should have picked a different block, but too late now. It's knocked over. That happens in our body all the time. People are like, oh, I just woke up one day and it started hurting, or I think I slept wrong. Yeah. Well, it wasn't always that one thing.
It's a bunch of things all together that finally that one thing was the last thing.
Yeah. And it a lot of times doesn't get better on its own. Sometimes it stays the same or it gets worse. So, people that are ready to actually start looking at making changes to their health, a good idea maybe to see a chiropractor and see what's going on in your body.
If somebody listening is going, I don't have a chiropractor and I've always been interested in this, but I just don't have one, they could come to you guys at Balanced Life Chiropractic. What's the best way to do that?
Yeah, we'd love to sit down and chat with them and let them know how we can help. They can give us a call at 605-215-1785 or shoot us a message on our Facebook page, Balanced Life Chiropractic.
You can find them online as well. Their website, balancedlifesd.com.
Join us in October for The Sands, a week of music and fun that's been described as the best week ever by many guests. This year we have more icons and more fun. Loverboy, Belinda Carlisle, Lou Graham, Vanilla Ice, Samantha Fox, Firehouse, and many more already on the schedule. Plus, more announcements coming soon. Plan to join us October 25th through the 30th at Planet Hollywood Beach Resort Cancun. This all-inclusive event will be the time of your life. Learn more now at radiotravelgroup.com.
And now stuff Dan finds interesting. Yeah.
It is time for Stuff Dan Finds Interesting, but before Dan finds anything interesting, we should probably talk about this Wednesday.
Probably should.
It's Wednesday.
Yeah, I think that's interesting.
Yeah, big shout out to Ryan and the team at Mini Critters, now with two great Sioux Falls locations. And they're good enough to gift us with some gift cards.
Yeah, they're good people who take good care of good pets. And probably bad pets, but they take care of all kinds of pets.
What are these, $25?
$25 gift card, yeah.
Just spend as you choose.
To spoil your pet.
Exactly.
Dog or cat or a snake or whatever.
Oh. No, ran into a snake a week ago.
Did you?
I did.
With the lawnmower?
Okay, I ran into two snakes last week. One with the mower, one was hand-to-hand combat. Don't need to go into it here. Congratulations to Harlan Kiergaard.
Yay!
Going to get his paws on a $25 gift card from Mini Critters. So there you go. Now you know. Weddings.
Oh,
Yes.
Right? Things change. The traditional wedding isn't always what it used to be. People have different ideas of what it should be and how things should go, right?
Yeah.
But I found this kind of interesting as far as tradition. You always think, wedding, the bride, what? Wears white. She's going to gown up, right?
Yeah.
Generally. Over the past year, a new trend has started, and this thing has broken out of the gates. Huge.
What's that?
Black wedding gowns.
Oh, that I don't like.
Like all gothy-like?
Well, it's what it started out. A couple ladies just thought that might be kind of neat, and one thing led to another. Now, they say this year's wedding trend's really heating up. Sellers have noted a surge in interest in the black wedding gown. For instance, David's Bridal, which is national. I mean, they're like the big.
They get one here in town,
Yeah, they're like the big. They did offer those like custom order.
Yeah.
Right.
But now they're churning out a lot of their offerings in black.
Really?
Because it's becoming kind of a big deal. In fact,
Everything goes with black, though. I like that.
In fact, internet searches, for instance, Google right now, searches for black wedding gowns are outweighing white.
Really?
Yeah, isn't that interesting?
Yeah, that's very interesting.
I guess depending on the style, it could look kind of
that
cool.
with a funeral. So that
Well, for some weddings, it is kind of like a funeral.
I guess it depends on who
Yeah,
you're
but there's
marrying.
other
kidding.
traditions. It's like what can come, one can go. For instance, John, you did this for a number of years. I did too. I mean, we had one of the first mobile DJ
Oh, yeah.
offerings in the Midwest. We called ourselves Moose Breath Productions.
Yeah.
And it was the mid '80s.
Yeah.
Right.
And we were doing it all over Northeast Wisconsin and in Minnesota. Anyway, we stayed busy. Things I can do without from weddings.
Yeah.
I don't know what started this or why they do it, but it's always really rubbed me wrong. The cake and the face thing, the bride
yeah.
and groom.
Yeah, I don't like that either.
No, that needs to go
That's
away.
mean. Don't do that.
Yeah, it's like, wow.
You disrespect
what's going on?
your significant other the very first day you're together. It's a bad thing.
I've always thought this super creepy too, the garter belt deal.
Oh, yeah.
It's like,
I've seen a lot of those that just kind of, people are into that, man.
chicken dance.
Oh,
Nope.
Yeah.
In fact, most wedding DJs, no, go do something else for a living. Or firing up, another one bites the dust
Oh, yeah.
for the groom. It's like, no, man, that, it was funny
Tacky.
once. It was
Yeah.
funny for a while.
Back in the 80s. It's
No,
over.
things that can go away. So, anything you've, Heidi, anything wedding traditions you can go, you know what, we can do with none of that?
I don't like the dollar dance.
Okay, interesting. Interesting.
I just don't like it.
Because when we did Moose Breath Productions, when we did the dollar dance, we actually, and it was me and my partner, we had those, remember little change belts, little change counters? Okay, we each had one of those. We did the $1.35 dance. And we could make change for you.
$1.35 dance.
Yeah, we just switching up on our tradition can be fun too. So.
The thing I could do without is the stealing
just
of the
think
bride
it's-
and groom.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I forgot about that.
That is so rude.
It is.
I remember
You've got a whole building full of guests.
I
Yes.
never understood that
And
because,
I
like I
would
say,
always-
I saw that. I've
Yeah.
seen that dozens of times.
I had this go horribly wrong. I was a wedding DJ for 20 years. And I remember this particular wedding. It was in Norfolk, Nebraska, and it was on cruise night where they had a big car show the next day.
Sure.
And there are all these old cars cruising around. So the whole town is snarled up with traffic because all these cars are going slow. Anyway, right after dinner, they steal the bride and groom. And they were gone for 3.5 hours. And when they got back, everybody was gone.
3.5?
They didn't plan to be, but they got stuck on the other side of
Oh.
town, and they started drinking, and one by one, everybody left, and it was me and the parents of the bride. And when they got back, they're all shocked that everybody left, and parents were not happy. So after that, I always told the bride and groom, I'm like, hey, if you guys want to do that, there's a time and a place. At a certain point, we don't need you anymore. But in the beginning of the night, do not do that, or I'm going to just pack up and leave too.
The dollar dance is just cringy. I'm sure for the guests as well, but for the bride and groom, you're forced to dance with somebody you don't know,
Hey,
and then
here's
you
a dollar.
spend time trying to avoid eye contact and trying to make up idle conversation for a brief, awkward moment of time.
You're my new husband's creepy uncle I've heard so much about.
Yeah, I was not a fan.
You are quite
I had
sweaty.
to do it, and I did not like it.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
yeah, I totally get it.
Super awkward.
Yes, some of this stuff can just be shelved, right?
Yeah,
Probably.
Yeah.
Well, Dan, thank you for that. I found that interesting.
It is kind of interesting. So, yeah, you start going to weddings or something. Hey, be on the lookout for black wedding gowns, apparently.
I
So
guess.
check them out. It is the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Dan Ferris.
What can I say that I haven't already said about bettercreditcards.com? It's a website. You go there to get a better credit card. Okay, that's really probably all I need to say for most of you, but I still have time left, so how about this? At bettercreditcards.com, we have different kinds of credit cards, some with better points and perks, some designed to help you build your credit. Whatever stage of life you happen to be in, we want to help. Give yourself a little credit. Bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
Here's your Market Beat Minute for Wednesday, May 18th, 2022. Equities rebounded for a fourth day as investors scoop up newly found bargains. The move may gain momentum now that retail sales data and earnings from the major retailers are in, but investors should be cautious in the near term. While bullish, the action of late is driven in large part by short selling and short covering, so should not be viewed as true buying. The S&P 500 may continue to move upward in the near term, but there is a chance for resistance at the 4,100 to 4,200 range. If resistance is present at that range, range, the index could fall back to the newly set low and possibly lower. The next big hurdle for the week will come Friday in the form of the PCE price index. It's the Fed's favorite tool for measuring consumer-level inflation and has been running very hot over the past year. Another month of record-level inflation with no sign of it relenting could seal the fate of the Fed's ability to provide a soft landing in regard to the economy. With inflation running rampant, the FOMC may have no choice but to intentionally induce a recession. You can get the inside track in your inbox at marketbeatminute.com.